a special edition of Ring Rust Radio's Get Vocal Recap Show. This time it is Evolution, the all-women's pay-per-view from the asshole of the United States, Nassau Coliseum on Strong Island, where BG is from. It was a gross place, first off, but it was a great pay-per-view. I really enjoyed it. I actually thought that despite some of our complaints, it was really exciting. I had a great time watching it. And then I left WWE Network on, and I saw House Hardy, and all was right with the world. So it was a hell of a great night for us to watch wrestling, man.
That was a good 4 hours. Don, before we get into it, though, let me tell you that we are broadcasting live on Get Vocal, a social media site focused on face-to-face conversations. And I got to say, Donnie, we've been doing this about every week, and your intro still disgusts me. So
I grew facial hair so you didn't have to see the second and third chin slapping against each other.
I'll never forget it from Orlando the first time I saw it.
Yeah, but up close and personal.
Yeah, everybody. So everybody watching live, soon we'll open it up to get guests on the show. But again, as always, after 15 minutes is up, we'll do a little post show with some of the fans, and so that's always a great time. You never know what you're going to find in Donnie's basement. But first, Donnie, let's get into House Hardy.
Well, hold on. I think we should talk about Evolution first. Also, don't forget we have a big group message over here. It's like a chat room. So if you have any questions and you're too shy to come on, we'll answer as much as we can there. I'm going to kind of try to keep more of an eye on that as well to be part of this. But before we get to House Hardy, which, listen, I'm the one who showed you. I was one of the only people watching Impact Wrestling at the time when they gave Matt Hardy that freedom. And I now get to watch the fruit of that labor because Jeremy Borash is working for WWE now. So they're like, let's do this. Let's do it right. Let's do it up big time. And we got it. That's so fucking stupidly funny. Okay, we have to talk about Evolution first. Seriously. We can't downplay the what we saw tonight. And I have to start with Becky Charlotte. Absolutely fantastic last woman standing match. I thought it was Becky's best match in WWE. I thought it was Charlotte's best match in WWE. And I thought it was probably the second best women's match I've ever seen behind the Sasha Banks Bayley match. So I think it was fantastic. I think it was excellent. I wish it main evented. It is what it is. And yes, Amy, it is going on the tracker without a doubt.
Where are you there, baby? Don't worry.
I do appreciate that you're wearing your last kicker shirt that I bought you.
Of course. Listen, this shirt that you got me has had plenty of use. Let me tell you. But
hard miles.
Yeah, easily match of the night, which, as you said before we even get into the matches, overall, great show. I think it's one of the best shows that WWE's put on this year. And like you said, then you follow up with House Hardy, some of the best 4 hours of WWE we've seen all year.
It was a lot of WWE tonight, unnecessarily. Yeah. And then we got to watch Raw tomorrow, so I'm angry about it.
But the pay-per-view was, from top to bottom, one of the best. Even the Battle Royal, I thought, was pretty entertaining overall. I'm not a fan of Battle Royal matches, but Becky Lynch versus Charlotte already on the tracker. It didn't even end before the match was on the tracker. That's how good that match is. It had some convoluted spots like the ladder figure 4, figure 8 spot. I didn't really care for. There was a couple of spots throughout the show that they sound better in theory, but then when you put it in practice, doesn't look that good. Like in the main event, Ronda doing her little her body slam to both Bellas. Like it just.
I don't know. I thought that spot was pretty incredible. I can't speak for everybody else, but I think everyone thinks it's perfect.
But the result of it is great, but like the execution of Brie just like jumping on top, like it was just weird. But then the figure 8 spot was probably the only miss I think in the women's women's standing match. Excuse me. I want to go though to the end, Donnie. The top rope powerbomb through a table. And Charlotte hits the back of her head on the floor. Like, that shit has to hurt. She could be hurt from it moving forward. I mean, that is a brutal spot that I think people
I don't think her back of her head really even hit the floor. If it did, it was very slight. What she was honestly probably complaining about is the fact that those metal rails that are on the underside of the table, they have no give to them. They are structurally built to take that pressure. And you can clip them like we see a lot of companies do, so they're much easier to break in the middle. which I wish they'd done with the first. Well, it's so hard to watch the women's matches when they don't break the tables the first time. In the Hell in a Cell match, they didn't break the table. It's like fuck, just like this. I didn't like it. Fucking just make sure it's a move where and you know what the best part is. Becky is like, first off, when they didn't break the table, I thought the fact that they went back to it and broke it with a swanton, very smart move. Play it off, fucking like, okay, well, fuck it, we're gonna keep rolling with this and we're gonna play it off. I thought Cole, as much as you have a problem with him, I thought Cole did an excellent job selling that fact. Let me say something to you, BG. This is to you.
Fuck you,
EG. Okay.
Cole
is the voice of the women's evolution. I said it. I fucking said it. And I mean every second of it too, dude. But that match, in all honesty, Becky jumping with the double leg drop, she's like, I'm breaking this motherfucking table. And there are no two ways about it.
That's the thing with moonsaults is you never know what you're going to get. Similar to an RKO, when there's not that much force behind it, you might not break the table. And you see once they land and they don't break the table, Becky kind of covers her mouth and she's talking to Charlotte, walking her through.
Like, get your ass back up, fix the fucking table. We're doing it again, but this time just make sure you break it, okay? Do something different. Make sure you fucking break it. Our buddy George Sparrows is just messaging us here in the group chat. Best part of seeing it live, no Cole. Okay, so he was there. George Sparrows. Why didn't you go since you're like why didn't you go? You're like in the backyard. Why didn't you go?
I didn't want to
go. Are you against women's revolution?
No, I watched from top to bottom. I thought about going, but ended up not wanting to go, to be honest, to go all the way out to Long Island.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Was that condescending? I'm not sure. But yeah, so I thought that definitely should have main event Becky Charlotte. But of course, we got the money match in the main event. Ronda Rousey selling for like 17 minutes against Ronda. I don't even know. Brie Bella on the outside and also Nikki Bella on the inside. That was rough. I did not like that match. I like Ronda Rousey selling, but Brie Bella. I can't get Nikki Bella. I don't care. I just don't care about either one of them.
They're twins. It happens, man. They're twins. I understand your confusion. I didn't listen. The problem is that it main evented. I didn't think the match was bad. The crowd was really into it. That if you started the year and said, "Hey, here's matches that the crowd could shit on," that's probably going to be at the top of the list because people were going to be pissed, and people were pissed heading in that it was Nikki Bella against Ronda Rousey. But the crowd was split. They were into this match from start to finish, which I was surprised about. I didn't think it was a bad match. I know you hate Nikki Bella. If that girl did like a 10 fucking 80 moonsault, you would still give her shit. So no matter what she does, you're gonna hate her.
I would love to see her do the 1080 moonsault though. That would be believed. That would be pretty intense. Real quick, Jason asked, "Are we surprised at the pop Nikki got?" I was surprised. I thought it was going to be, even though a lot of fans are against Ronda Rousey for whatever reason, for being rushed to the top for winning the championship too soon. A lot of these things that people complain about. I think that I was honestly stunned. I thought nobody was going to be cheering for Nikki. I thought it was going to be like, oh no, a sign of the old times. I don't know. Maybe she's more popular than we thought. Maybe Total Divas is a bigger deal than we thought.
Yeah, I guess so. And she does Dancing with the Stars. She doesn't she's done a lot of things. But in my opinion, I know you're going to disagree. I thought they did a pretty good job of selling them as heels with the promos that they were doing, like bringing Ronda's mom into it all. Like I thought they did a good job to make sure people weren't going to cheer for her. I don't know what was going on with that.
With that said, Amy brought up a great point in the chat. She said, and that's the problem for me and most people. Ronda Rousey's a legitimate bad motherfucker. Okay, she is breaking arms in record time in the UFC. That's not arguable. Okay, Holly Holm knocked her fucking block off. Happens. Welcome to the fight world. But guess what? Against Nikki Bella, who's not trained in jiu-jitsu, who's not trained in judo, who's not trained in any kind of fight form except for fighting on the streets, bitch. That's not the kind of fucking person who's going to go 12 minutes with her. And I know that they played it up like the only reason she was even still in the match is because Ronda was toying with her, and then she got the comeuppance of 2 versus 1. And I get it, and they did their best. But to me, it will always be hard to fucking believe if someone in the women's division can fucking take her down unless she's credibly built. And Nikki Bella has never been built that way.
Listen, I hear you, but it's pro wrestling. Like, you have to just, at some point, they need the girl to have matches. You can't just have 13-second matches all the time in WWE. People would go fucking ballistic if that happened. So at some point, she's going to have wrestling matches. And they just, from the start, they said, hey, you're going to be a pro WWE wrestler. That's the way we're going to book you. And every match pretty much has been that way.
How about anything else in the card you want to talk about? Anything else that kind of...
So Nia Jax is up next for the number one contender. She won the Battle Royal.
I thought Zelina Vega getting a shine was pretty nice. I thought that Emma Moon getting a shine was pretty nice in that way too. They did a good job.
That was a good job. They did a good job, I think, throughout that Battle Royal, because I really don't typically like Battle Royals. I want to give a shout out to Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. I thought that was a great match. Same for Tony.
You needed a title change.
You know what? I didn't think we were going to get that. I thought she'd be coming up to the main roster. And I figured that basically what we got in that match is what I thought would happen in the main event, where you'd have like women from Total Divas. Yeah.
That's not and then happen now, obviously.
So like of all, like, Shayna Baszler doesn't need the help of her friends against Kairi Sane.
I'm just looking at the schedule here, and I'm a little confused at where the announcement of the tag team, women's tag team division is on here. Like, I saw it on that card that was clearly really leaked.
Yeah, you can find out Mike Chiari with that. I don't know.
Okay. And can you answer one more question? Who kind of predicted that Trish and Lita would open the show? Could you specify which one of us said that? Yeah, no.
You did not say that.
Lucy does this now. She says, no. Double hands. You double the Kembe. You're going to double the Kembe. All right. You know what? Okay. So let's do this. We've been talking about this for about 12 minutes, and I want to bring some people in. So if you are watching this, if you want to be part of this, I'm going to now unlock it. And what you do is you join in. Click underneath one of these little boxes below us, and you say join this shit. So I'm unlocking right now. So anybody who wants to get involved, that's here we go. Jimmy. Oh my god.
We're going
hey.
Fucking motherfucker.
Don't yell at me.
Jimmy. Yes,
hating on my Manami Toyota, man. I hate you guys.
Thank you. Excuse me. I have become.
You're okay. Actually, Brandon, you're all right.
You're de facto voice.
Yeah,
I've become the de facto voice on this show.
Hold on, real quick. See who's behind me. He's watching us. He'll be back.
Bless him. He will be back. He's never left my heart, so he can't come back there. That's for damn sure. So, Jimmy, you watch Evolution. You are the master. You're the infamous. This is everybody. This is Jimmy, the infamous master of the.
I'm actually listening to you and watching it again up here on TV.
That's the saddest thing ever. Or you're talking about House Hardy, not the pay-per-view, right?
Oh, all of it. I got it all playing at once on 3 different televisions.
I got like 7 text messages about House Hardy. Jimmy was one of them. He's like, "Are you watching this shit?" I was like,
"That was amazing."
Yes, it's the perfect way to end Evolution is with the House Hardy. Well, Jimmy, you watch the whole show and you're watching it again. So let's give me your biggest surprise of the pay-per-view. Who do you think performed much better than you anticipated?
I was shocked Michelle McCool actually looked pretty good in this match.
I thought she looked like a skeleton, but I guess that's just me.
Yeah.
No? It's an Undertaker joke. It's fine. I can do that.
Sasha Bailey and against the Riot Squad, that was a pretty decent match too. I was shocked by that.
I mean,
there was some stuff that went wrong, but besides that, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, let's just ignore Kaka Brie bellying it right out of the fucking ring.
They
and Mike Chiari's gonna come on Wednesday and Tuesday. He's gonna be like, "Listen, guys, first ballot Hall of Fame. Everybody makes mistakes, yo. Let's ignore it for her, but let's fucking pick it out when it's Brie Bella.
Definitely the best woman in the world. Greatest woman wrestler in the world."
He said something to us on group chat. He said, "Good, it took Becky Lynch 5 years to have a good match." And I said, "That's funny because it's been 5 years since Kaka had a good match." And we had some chuckles. We had some good laughs about it. Hey, Jimmy, anything you want to fucking say? But thank you for jumping on here. We really appreciate it.
No problem. I thought Io versus Tony Storm could have gone longer. It was only 10 minutes, which kind of sucked. But
Triple H only has so much pull right now. We have to kind of pull it back a little bit because Vince
you really
is still
think
calling
Vince
the
was
shots.
Back there watching this? Vince was not here.
I think he has
absolutely there.
He has to be there.
Yeah.
It would be a very bad look in his company if he was not there for the all women's pay-per-view.
He was the guy that was pushing the button every time they needed a crown jewel plug. He was in there.
Let me say, there was a room in the back where Michael P.S. Hayes and Vince were hanging out, and the word broad was used a lot in that room. They're like, we got these broads out there, huh? You see Ronda's underpants? Ain't that some shit, huh? Fucking broads, huh? Okay, unbelievable. All right, Jimmy, thank you so much. Go, Jimmy, Lorraine Bar in Philadelphia. It's fantastic. Go get the Doers. I heard they have Doers.
Still got some. I think it's still the same bottle I bought for you, but whatever.
Because nobody drinks it. So we appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
And stop watching again.
I see Leon CK, who literally comes to our live shows wherever we are in the world. Leon, can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, I can.
Fucking A, man. Did you enjoy the pay-per-view?
Yeah, surprisingly, I wasn't too excited about it, but to be honest, I think it's going to be a better show top to bottom than Crown Jewel will be next Friday.
I agree. I'm not anticipating very much of anything from that show. I think DX versus Undertaker shit is way overblown. Everybody's excited for Shawn Michaels coming back, but I can't wait till he proves everything that I've been saying about him, that he's a step too slow, he's a step too old. He's not what he used to be. The Heartbreak Kid is more like the geriatric guy, and he's fucking done. I'm done with this shit. So I'm ready. I'm ready for Mike Chiari's fucking 8-2 burst, because he's dropping down everybody's all-time list with every word he says and with every fucking shirt he takes off. So I'm ready for this to be over with.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Geriatric guy line.
I know, because I was Heartbreak Kid and geriatric guy. I don't know.
There's no way I believe you made that up.
I found it on Twitter somewhere. At BGNY3 said it, I think.
I didn't say that. Don't put that on me.
That's right. So, Leon, I'm going to ask you, underrated match. Of all the matches that we're talking, everybody's going to talk about Becky versus Charlotte. Everybody's going to talk about the main event and what they thought about it. And everybody's going to talk about stuff like that. But there were other matches on this card. What was something that you liked that really surprised you that you thought you didn't care about?
I guess I would say the opening match with the performers in it. I didn't expect, again, too much, especially with Alexa going down. But I think they were able to put a match together, even considering the ring rust both Trish and Lita had. That was pretty enjoyable and a good opener. Yeah. And then the main event, I didn't expect much again, but they were able to put together a match that was entertaining and at least kept people in the building that much longer.
So I want to mention the match because, as I called it, it should have opened. I thought that, and this is going to be unpopular to some people like Brandon Galvin, Mike Chiari, and other marks in the world. But as a longtime wrestling fan, I actually Alexa Bliss, good, she's a good heel. But I think that it's cool that Alicia Fox at least got like this, almost this is like a career achievement. You've lasted this long with WWE. Here's your chance. And I saw that they cut to her and she was crying and saying this is the biggest match of my entire career. And without a doubt, it was. So I thought that in that sense, I thought she went out there and fucking performed her ass off. I thought she did outshine where I thought this match when it said it's going to be Alicia now, I was like, I don't give a fuck about this match. It meant nothing before. It means even less now. But I think of all the people, I thought Alicia benefited the most from this, more than Mickie James did or anybody else, because it was just like, holy shit, she actually went in there and did well. So kudos to her for taking the opportunity handed to her and running with it, because it was good.
And kudos to Lita from hitting that moonsault this time around.
Yeah, it's good. She didn't break her neck or, people keep chanting. Somebody just messaged in the group, and I agree with that. Everybody kept chanting, you still got it. And you know what? They could be wrong, too.
Nah, you're
Long
wrong.
Island's wrong.
You're wrong.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're
I'm wrong. Really.
Lita and Trish were good.
Yeah, Lita was good. I mean, Trish was good. Lita was
good.
So, thank you, Leon. Anything else, Leon? Did you out of 10, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? What'd you give it, Leon?
I give it a solid 7.
7. That's good. That's a pretty good fucking score for a WWE pay-per-view in 2018. Here, one more question, Leon. Would you add Becky Charlotte to your match of the year tracker?
Yeah, it's a tough list this year. If it's WWE only, I'll say yes. if we're considering more promotions, including NXT, then it's going to be close to call. There's been a lot of great matches this year.
Good, fair. All right, Leon, thank you so much for coming on here. We appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much, dude.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Leon.
All right, and Momo, I got Momo in the house. What's up, man?
What's
What's up, Mo?
All right, well, we ask everybody. So, what was your match of the night?
Becky Charlotte. That shit was rocking. That shit was awesome. Even though they fucked
Okay,
up
now yeah, no, it's okay. They fixed it almost immediately. Now, what is your thoughts on the SNL type close that we got there when we had a bunch of the women all standing together, hanging out, not doing anything?
I hated that. No, you gotta.
That's the only part of the show I hated too.
You
honestly,
have to kayfabe that. Like, they can walk off, do the evolution, and then they can take the picture while this shit's down and then post it on WWE.com.
Honestly, that's a good. It felt like Saturday Night Live where they're walking away. It's like, thank you, Kanye. Thank you, Tom Hanks. Thank you, fucking Julia Roberts. Thanks the cast. Thanks, everybody, for being here. I was very disappointed in the end of it. I thought we could have done something more. And there's Stephanie right there fucking trying to steal everybody's shine. She's an asshole. All right, well, Momo, 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, what'd you give it?
I gave it 8. I liked everything, but, like, I didn't like that tag match. I thought that tag match went way too long.
Which tag match you talking about?
You could have Sasha.
Oh, the six-woman tag match. Which actually, I thought that surprised me. I know everybody's been like, "Oh, I was watching Raw. I understand that. We definitely saw a lot, but in earnest, I fucking thought they all executed well. They all took their stage really well. Even Liv Morgan, I think at that match, I was most surprised by Liv Morgan, who fucking came to fucking play tonight, man. Yeah. So I thought everybody did really well.
I agree.
But you still could have cut that like 5 minutes shorter and gave it to the match previous before that.
Yeah.
The Mae Young Classic match.
That I do.
Last like 10 minutes.
Definitely. You could have just cut that 6-woman match altogether, but the problem is you can't cut Bayley, Natty, and fucking Kaka from the card because they've done too much in this current women's evolution. So, thank you, Momo. We really appreciate you calling. You're always calling in now. We really appreciate it, dude.
Isn't it weird though that they weren't in the Battle Royal? Like you made a great point, Don. They've done so much for the women's evolution, yet they're not eligible to be in the Battle Royal for a title shot. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, Everson, go ahead. You're here now. You tell me. What do you think of that?
First of all, let me say I've been listening to you guys for like 4 years now, and this is the first time I've ever actually interacted. So
we're so sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, look, as long as Kiari's not here, you're
already a top 5 fan right there. I know. Tell right away that we're going to be best friends now, dude.
So for real, like I definitely feel like Bayley and Sasha should have been in the Battle Royal. Just looking at what they've accomplished this year, despite what WWE has for them, which is absolutely nothing, you would think that like the first all-women's pay-per-view, they would have a better spot. But something you said earlier, Donnie, like I don't know if you all agree, but I really feel like that was a Raw-worthy match. Like I think that the hype of the show kind of added to like the essence of each match. Right. So some of the matches that I saw up there, it's like these were really good. Some of them, don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on the pay-per-view. But I think that because it was Evolution, some of the matches were like really elevated to a level that like comparatively speaking to some of the other matches like the Mae Young finals and that Charlotte Becky match. Oh my God, dude. Like, me personally, that's a match of the year. That was my match of the year tracker. But the tag match, it was good. It just really felt like it could have benefited a lot more from having a good story.
I think there's a lot on this pay-per-view that honestly could have benefited from a better story. And we talked about it in weeks prior, how we felt like some of the build was, pretty lackluster, all things considered. But I thought I feel like this pay-per-view exceeded expectations. And to me, I know the 6-woman tag match was probably the weakest of the lot. But to me, it's like, it was still fucking really good. Like, if that's the worst that we got, I'm fucking pumped because that means we had a fucking really good show. Yeah, I could have seen it on Raw, but if they did that match with the time they got on Raw, you'd be like, that was a fucking great Raw match. That was a great match for Raw.
True.
So
True.
If it's a great match for Raw, but it's the worst match on a pay-per-view, that shows the elevation of the fucking pay-per-view. Which, and all things considered.
Let me ask you this: Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir in the Mae Young Classic Finals match. Were you all expecting them to have more of a role in tonight's pay-per-view?
Well, I think we expected it to be in the main event instead of that match. So like we expected them to show up, but I thought it was the wrong match to show up in.
Agreed.
I didn't think that we were ever
help. Say it again, Donnie?
I don't think we were ever going to get that 4 horsewomen thing, at least not until the other women were established. I just don't think WWE, especially the people who are going to call those shots, guys like Vince, MMA doesn't mean shit to Vince McMahon. You know that. That does not. He's like Shania. When an MMA fucking fighter comes in his office, not named Brock Lesnar, he turns into Shania Twain. He's like, that don't impress me much. He's like, get the fuck out of here. He doesn't. He doesn't take their shit. But so I think that you have to establish them. I think this is a good time to establish them because you're establishing them as part of Shayna Baszler's crew. And then one day you can now take Shayna Baszler's crew. And when you're ready to turn Ronda, that becomes Ronda's crew. And when Ronda turns heel and then has the backing of these 3 fucking legitimate badasses, it's instantly a stable in a deep women's division. And you have people who can protect Ronda Rousey. One of the best parts of a heel stable is what we saw with Ric Flair. How many times did Ric Flair get himself into a fight? But it was Arn Anderson who was wrestling in the match. It was Tully Blanchard who wrestled in that match. So yeah, I like the idea of Ronda kind of going up to somebody and being like, eat shit. What are you going to do about it? You want to fight me? You want to fight me? Sorry, you're going to have to fight Shayna Baszler first before you get to me.
Stupid. That's stupid.
But that's classic wrestling.
It's stupid for the very reason that you don't like her selling for someone like Nikki Bella or Nia Jax or anyone else because she's the baddest woman on the planet, like you came on here screaming about. So she doesn't need anyone else's help. It's not the same as Ric Flair.
That's what a heel does. No, but that's what a heel would do. A heel doesn't need to beat you. A heel can very well be the most gifted athlete in the room, but they're using their arrogance, they're using their fucking attitude to basically be like, I could beat you. But why even break a sweat when I can have Shayna do it for me? It's like the arrogance of like, fuck, just do it yourself then, dude.
Different types of heels, and I think that's a wrong move for Ronda Rousey.
All right, well. All right, Everson, what did you give it in terms of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest?
Overall score, I would give this one a solid 7.5.
That's good.
I definitely feel like, comparatively speaking to what we're going to get on Friday at Crown Jewel, like, this is going to be a no-brainer. By the way, are they still doing that in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, they confirmed it.
Of course, dude. What the fuck? Vince McMahon does not care about your domestic policies, about your impending war with the Middle East. It does not. Fuck you, man. Did you see all those zeros on that check? He doesn't give a fuck, dude. He said, take your journalist and get the fuck out of here because he just got 10 mil for fucking Shawn Michaels to show up in his shitty fucking t-shirt with 2 bones crossed across it like an asshole. So fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think Chiari's got that messed up. I don't think Shawn's going to look as good as he thinks.
Of course not. He's going to look like a fucking 81-year-old dude. He's going to be out there fucking – I guarantee – you know what he's going to be? He's going to be like Kevin Nash. He's going to tear a quad or tear something. And he's going to roll out of the fucking ring. And he's going to be all bummed out when he can't face anybody. And we're going to be like, he probably shouldn't have faced Undertaker. He probably should have faced AJ Styles, like we said about Sting. What are you shaking your fucking head at, BG?
Because you're so wrong.
Fuck you shaking your head at, motherfucker.
You're just so wrong. It's not going to happen. He wouldn't do it if you couldn't do it.
Yeah. Let me say something to you. Every time I go, there's a basketball court right by my house. Every time court, I think I'm still 21 years old, and I fucking go out there with my sneakers on. And I'm gonna fucking do this shit, and fucking 2 minutes later, I'm fucking winded as shit. I'm fucking holding my side, and I gotta sit the fuck down, and I'm out of the game. And that's just the fucking truth of it, because I can't do it anymore. And that's Shawn Michaels is gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm sure you were balling out at 21 on the fucking court.
I was balling out, yeah. I never heard balling out. People like made fun of me. They're like, "Get out of here, you fucking asshole!" I'm like, come on, man. I'm good at defense. I said that a lot. I said, "Don't pass the ball to me." But Everson, thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, Everson.
Thank you for listening for so long.
Please thanks for listening.
Do more, man.
Hopefully you come back,
man, every week.
Thank you.
Every week, I'll check you guys on Monday.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
All right.
I'm patient. All right, now George Sparrows, you were actually there, man.
I was there.
Oh my God!
Nice.
So what did you think? What?
Some judgment I want to hold off on until I rewatch it with the commentary, because I feel like you always miss some stuff when you're watching it live as opposed to watching it on the TV.
Definitely.
But one, fuck you. The crowd was awesome. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on, George. Real quick question. I got one from the fans. Dante, how did the arena smell?
They just finished remodeling it. The arena inside's beautiful. I know what you're talking about.
Nassau Coliseum could be the asshole of all Coliseum.
That is fucking ridiculous. When was the last time you were there? When was the last time you were there?
He was never there.
To Long Island or to the Coliseum?
To the Coliseum.
I've avoided northern New Jersey for a long time. I'll just say that.
Oh my God.
Because Long Island is essentially, it should have belonged to New Jersey. There must have been some sort of squabble where they lost it in some sort of gambling bet. But yeah, it's northern New Jersey. I don't feel the need to go there.
I was shocked by two things with the crowd. One, how good they actually were, because as a New Yorker, we suck sometimes. And I was shocked how split the crowd was for that last match. I couldn't believe being in the arena how many people were cheering for Nikki Bella. It was shocking. You could hear it in the voices. It was a lot of younger fans. The older crowd and the guys were chanting for Ronda, and the girls and the younger kids were chanting for Nikki Bella.
Well, BG, what did that guy say on Total Divas? Didn't he say that the Bellas were the greatest heroes that women could ever have, or something like that?
They're the classiest.
The classiest. I remember halfway through the match, she goes like this. And I was like, classiest woman ever in a match. Ever, dude. Ever.
Nope.
Ronda Rousey's over there fucking about to break her arm, and she's like, how my boobs look. How my boobs look. It's like, dude, she's going to break your fucking arm. Get back in there. What are you doing? I just imagine Mick from Rocky, like, looking at her like, get back in there, Rock. Get back in there. What the hell are you doing? Why are you looking at your tits? Rock, get out there. But come on, man. It's hard. Here's the thing. Here's my problem with all of this. I love most of what I saw tonight. And I watched Becky finally have that, like, true breakout performance on the main roster.
And the crowd loved her.
Yes, it was fucking incredible. It was BG, you say it's her breakout. I'm saying breakout from like star to superstar. Like she is now one of the top 5 superstars in all of WWE. Just flat out. She's top 5 superstars because of what just happened. And I think that, in my mind, this is going to be her defining moment. This is going to be the moment where we look back on it's like, this catapulted her to the next level, and she never looked back, and she fucking became this top fucking star. And I think that is what I'm taking from this pay-per-view. And George, to you, I want to ask you, when that was happening, like what was the sentiment amongst fans when she won? The crowd went apeshit, but was there sympathy for Charlotte? Did you feel that?
No,
Becky
not even a little bit.
Good, yeah.
Everyone was heartbroken for Kairi Sane. No one gave a shit about Charlotte.
Good. This is good. That's proper storytelling. I thought we were going to get the double turn, but I feel like without even doing anything, they've managed to just double turn them. They're just like, wow, we did it, guys. We fucking did it. I don't know how we did it, but we fucking did it.
I have a question for you. I want to know what was worse. What is worse? Eva Marie forgetting to kick out, or Alicia Fox forgetting to break up the pinfall?
Oh.
Now, hold on. Before you answer that, did she forget or was she late? Because on TV, it looks like she was late.
She was definitely late. The ump stopped counting, and everyone just clearly just started booing him.
Right. Because on TV, she comes out of nowhere and just looked like she was late. So you saying that she forgot, like it's not – it's –
She just didn't get there in time. She just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
because,
that's
like,
why
that
she forgot it first. I mean, listen, it's like me when I have an appointment or something like that at 10 o'clock, and it's like it's 9:47, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta be at the doctor 10 minutes, and it's a 35-minute drive. I fucking remembered, but I'm still late to the fucking show. I forgot. I fucking forgot. Sorry, dude. That is what Alicia Fox did. She was 15 minutes late to her dentist appointment. And
it's happened before. It's happened before, but it was. The whole ending sequence, really, of that match wasn't good. Like, Mickey goes to set up Trish into her finisher. Trish reverses it and just has Mickey in a headlock for, like, a minute. And Mickey's just standing there like a moron. It's like, well, you, like, do something.
All right, George.
Yes,
George,
sir.
You were there. You were the only one who, of all of our friends, who was actually in the building tonight. If you had to give this pay-per-view, you've been to many of the show. If you had to give this pay-per-view a grade, just based on your live experience out of 10, what would you give it? 10 million.
7.8. I went with 3 other friends. We drank a lot. We had a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's the best way to watch any WWE pay-per-view is with your friends. And you know what? Most of the time, as a guy, what did you say?
So I thought you were gonna say drunk.
That is listen. Cheers to that. I'm fucking down for that. No, but in all honesty, as a dad now, I don't get to go out as much. I try to go out as much as I possibly can to friends' houses for pay-per-views and stuff like that. But in these moments, we don't have a great chance to go out and be friends, have a bunch of friends over like we did when we were younger. So that's why I do like Get Vocal, and that's why I do like doing these videos. So George, thank you very much. I hope you had fun at the show, dude.
I did.
Thank you, George.
And we always appreciate your support, bro. George Sparrows, he's the fucking man, guys. And BG, listen, this was a little bit long, but I felt like it was good. We didn't even get to talk about House Hardy and how awesome it was. All I'll say is this.
Go watch it. Let's not spoil anything. Just go watch it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it Wednesdays when everybody else has a chance to watch. But please, if you're watching this, please go out and watch House Hardy. It was the fucking best, okay? And it was insane. It was out of control. Thank you, everybody who was part of the messages. We had a actually lively-ass message board over here. I really appreciate it. Dante, Amy, everybody who was part of that. We had so many guests over here on the right-hand side. Sorry to all those who didn't get to be part of it. We just had so many who wanted to jump in. We appreciate everybody who was part of it. We love you guys. You guys are the fuck. Tell people a little bit more about what we do each week.
Oh, we just yell each week at Ring Rust Radio. We yell about wrestling, NXT, WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, Lucha Underground. We answer fan emails. We do fantasy standings. We do fantasy drafts. We do retro reviews. So much. And you can find out even more at patreon.com/Ring Rust Radio.
I just meant Get Vocal, but yeah, that's great. Monday nights, usually at 11:15 p.m. Eastern time here on Get Vocal. We do this all the time. We have a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We always appreciate it. Hope you liked Evolution. Hope you stuck around to watch this as well. But we love you so much. Thank you so much. As always, I'm Donald Wood. He's Brandon Galvin. And we'll see you next week.